Why do musicians grow long hairs?
I don't know, maybe they want to cover their face or something. I forget moment I play the piece.
Seriously?
Yeah. I play, if I'm outside in a studio, I come out of the studio, I don't remember anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Any particular practice routine or exercises, or maybe some particular task that your teacher gave you that you came across in your learning stage,
Yeah.
that was like totally pain in your head.
Yeah, the alternate picking was a pain.
So that's the first lesson we give. हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल. माय नेम इज़ अक्षय और आज हम कोशिश करके और किस्मत से अब आप सभी लोगों के लिए एक ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी लेके आए हैं जिससे कि वी आर होपिंग वी ऑल विल बी एबल टू लर्न अ लॉट. आज हमारे साथ हैं बॉलीवुड म्यूज़िक कंपोज़र, प्रोड्यूसर एंड अ फैबुलस गिटारिस्ट जिनके पीसेस आपको पता भी नहीं है कि वो उन्होंने प्ले किए हैं और आप उन पीसेस को मुंह से टिंग 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 करके बोलते भी होंगे, बट यू हैवंट रियलाइज्ड इट हु हैज़ प्लेड इट. एंड वी रियली वांट कि आप सभी लोगों को सिंगर के साथ साथ, म्यूज़िक कंपोज़र के साथ साथ जो आर्टिस्ट पीछे म्यूज़िक दे रहे हैं, प्ले कर रहे हैं, इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्ले कर रहे हैं, उनके बारे में भी आपको जानकारी होनी चाहिए. इसलिए आज बहुत किस्मत से हमें समय दिया है कल्याण बरुआ सर ने. Welcome to
Thank you.
Our video, sir. And I'm really blessed कि I feel कि we were able to contact you without any नहीं तो normally ऐसी चीज़ों के लिए you have to have people around you जो जिसका कोई connection and होना चाहिए. But I'm really feeling lucky about it कि I tried to contact with you and you responded also. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And let me give you a small brief about what we want to discuss today.
Yeah.
So we have a community of 200K subscribers जो ज़्यादातर ऐसे लोग हैं जो अलग अलग एज ग्रुप के हैं. कुछ हो सकता है स्कूल गोइंग किड्स हैं और कुछ इवन वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स हैं लिविंग इन इंडिया अब्रॉड, जो कैसे जैसे करके अपना जो एक पैशन था कि कभी कॉलेज टाइम में या स्कूल टाइम में गिटार सीखना था, दे आर ट्राइंग देयर बेस्ट एंड वी प्रोवाइड देम लिटिल बिट लेसन. आज का जो सेशन है उसके थ्रू हम थोड़ा बहुत आपके इंसाइट्स जानना चाहेंगे. जो गिटार से रिलेटेड, गिटार प्लेइंग या गिटार लर्निंग से रिलेटेड जो भी डाउट्स होते हैं. आई रियली वांटेड समवन जो मतलब जिनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी मेरे से बहुत ऊपर हो बिकॉज ऑफ देयर एक्सपीरियंस इन देयर वर्क. सो उसके कारण वी रियली वांट कि यू हेल्प अस विद सम क्वेश्चंस. कुछ क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं बहुत वियर्ड लगे आपको, सो यू कैन लेट मी नो बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अ प्रोफेशनल इन दिस सिनेरियो. Okay, I might be a good teacher on camera, but I am not sure that how good interviewer I am. So that's
we're just having a conversation. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, first of all, I recently saw your podcast with Tasim sir on the music podcast, and I highly tell you guys also कि please do watch that. आपको और भी बहुत सारी डिटेल्स सर के बारे में वहाँ से जानने को मिलेंगी. सो वी गॉट टू नो फ्रॉम दैट ओनली दैट व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड you started with तबला फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. करेक्ट? यस. सो आई वांट टू सर, मतलब आपने वहाँ पे स्टोरी में ये बताया था कि आपने तबला से स्टार्ट किया एंड समहाउ फ्रॉम शिलोंग यू गॉट योर फर्स्ट गिटार.
राइट.
ठीक है. सो आई वांट टू हियर फ्रॉम यू कि जब आप गिटार सीखना आपने स्टार्ट किया, सो वाज देयर अ पर्टिकुलर टीचर दैट यू वर फॉलोइंग और इट वाज अ लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस हैंगिंग अराउंड द म्यूजिशियंस, समथिंग लाइक दैट?
सो एक्चुअली क्या हुआ था कि मेरे को एक म्यूजिक स्कूल में एडमिशन दिया गया था.
ओके. सो यू एक्चुअली वेंट टू अ स्कूल?
हाँ, बिकॉज व्हेन आई डिसाइडेड कि दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू लर्न. And I found, I think you must be knowing the story कि how I discovered guitar.
Yeah.
Like old battered guitar. Like मैं discover किया, then I wanted to learn guitar. लेकिन then I was told कि वहाँ पे स्कूल है, गिटार स्कूल है, वहाँ पे जाओ. तो मैं गया one Sunday. हमेशा वो अपना like आसाम में, I mean most लोग हमेशा like संडे क्लास होते हैं ना, संडे हम लोग कुछ करते थे. तो मैं गया उधर म्यूजिक स्कूल में, तो मैंने देखा कि सब बच्चे लोग गिटार लैप में लेके एक स्टील बार लेके वैसे से कर रहे हैं.
ओके.
तो आई वाज लिटिल सरप्राइज कि ये गिटार तो मेरे को नहीं सीखना है. सो दे वर टीचिंग हवाईन गिटार.
ओह यस.
तो आई वाज वेरी डिसअपॉइंटेड. अगर ये गिटार मेरे को सीखना है, ये बजाना है, तो मैं आई डोंट वांट टू लर्न बिकॉज आई फाउंड इट वेरी वियर्ड. गिटार इज ऑन द लैप
So nowadays it is all more obsolete, I guess. Nobody
No,
plays.
it is not. It's called Hawaiian guitar here, but in the West, it's called the pedal steel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is a very essential instrument for country music. You know,
Yes. Now I know.
pedal steel.
Yeah.
But there are multiple, set of guitars. So they change keys with the pedal and things like that. But anyway, so that was my learning experience. So I said like, this is not what I want to learn. मुझे ये नहीं सीखना है. So then किसने बोला कि then our family, we are part of a member, we are like members of a certain club,
Okay.
like a social club. जहाँ पे theater, lot of facilities there. So then they told me कि they teach guitar on Sundays.
Okay.
Then I went to that school.
Okay.
That was like, I was not paying attention because वो मतलब घर का जो भी है फैमिली मेम्बर्स लोग ऑल मेम्बर्स उधर क्लब का मेम्बर्स हैं लेकिन तो उधर then I went to that school, then I found a proper teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a violinist, guitar player, he was a PhD in physics, and he was unfortunately he passed away, and proper teacher, classical guitar teacher.
Nice.
So I got the proper basics जो है तो उन्होंने मेरे को सिखाया कि how to hold the guitar properly, It is very important because at least I was lucky कि मेरे को training मिला, कि how your body should be, how you should make the guitar part of your body.
Yep.
Shouldn't be weird. वो लेसन मेरे को अच्छे से मिला लेकिन he is the first teacher that but because it was all my family's members were there club, so they know me, we know them, so he used to always tell me, I'll give you a lesson later.
अच्छा.
बाद में देता हूँ
वो जानकारी में निकल जाता है.
तो मैं क्या करता था उसमें इतना स्टूडेंट्स थे वहाँ पे संडे 70-80 स्टूडेंट्स आते थे बच्चे लोग. Someone's playing mandolin, someone violin. It was like a total
Mess.
like a marketplace, So my teacher, Dr. Luknath Suppa, was his name, passed away. Very like a brilliant PhD in physics, He was a university professor.
Nice.
And he used to tell me कि तू एक काम कर, तो he used to give me a chair and a table in the corner. जो भी lesson देता हूँ ना, because there has to be a master lesson book, big fat.
Okay.
और सब बच्चे लोग आएगा लाइन करके मैं उसको कॉपी करके देता था म्यूजिक. वो करते करते मेरा टाइम निकल जाता. By 2 o'clock my teacher is tired. चल मैं कल दिखा दो उनको next Sunday. ऐसे से करके. So that's how I.
सर सीखने का एक्सपीरियंस मोस्टली नाउअडेज सर भी कुछ फॉर्मल प्रॉपर ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूट्स आ गए हैं जहाँ पे लाइक देयर इज अ प्रॉपर क्लास, देयर इज सिस्टम दैट 3 hours 2 hours 1 hour class. बट बैक देन तो एज यू आर सेइंग उसमें कोई सिस्टम भी नहीं होगा.
कुछ भी नहीं था. तो संडे सब लोग आते हैं तो इन आवर सोसाइटीज संडे यू हैव टू हैव सम एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज. कोई नाचने जाता है, कोई गाने का क्लास में, कोई पेंटिंग का स्कूल. संडे मॉर्निंग इज फॉर दैट.
ओके.
Yeah, so that was my first teacher. So
सर जैसे अभी आपने कहा कि you knew कि आपको हवाइन तो नहीं बजाना है.
हाँ नहीं बजाना.
तो there must have been some click in your mind or some inspiration or some photo, video or maybe some live that you have seen somebody playing कि okay this is how it is sound, I would love to explore it, or you मतलब किसी ना किसी को आपने बजाते हुए पहले सुना हो जैसे
हवाइन गिटार.
No that like you said कि हवाइन नहीं बजाना था.
हाँ.
लेकिन जो दूसरा वाला बजाना है तो you must have seen someone before or something like that.
No, I mean I have seen in a lot of movies those time, like we used to go and watch movies. That time, any musical films used to come to theater.
Okay.
Sunday morning show देखने जाते थे. I used to see a lot of live, and then I mean I came to know. I mean, मैं उस लाइब्रेरी में जाता था.
Okay.
लाइब्रेरी में जाके वो गिटार का किताब पढ़ के, because उसमें तो इन्फॉर्मेशन वाज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम, नो.
बिल्कुल.
तो मैं गुवाहाटी डिस्ट्रिक्ट लाइब्रेरी में जाके मैं मेंबरशिप लेके मैं लाइब्रेरी में जाके ढूंढता था क्या गिटार है. देन आई डिस्कवर लेस पॉल क्या है, गिब्सन क्या है, फेंडर क्या है, तो I had to study. I did my studies
Okay.
and hard way.
Hard way.
Yeah.
But that is the right way, sir, I guess. For music,
No, I mean, see, for me, that point of time, to get information, I have to walk certain kilometers, go to a library, do things. Information
important.
was difficult, but even now, you need information which is easier to get.
So maybe that's the reason we don't value that information that much, I feel it.
Yeah, because now
Nowadays.
it's so easily accessible.
Exactly.
No? इतना आसान से मिलता है, like you can sleep and you can look at your phone and you can get it.
Yeah.
But for me and my, people, my contemporaries, we had to go somewhere looking for information.
Okay. Yeah.
And information is what is the learning curve, no?
Makes sense. Totally get it, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, honestly saying, I'm doing it for the first time. So
No
I,
problem.
sat down and actually write down few questions that what I want to ask. I don't want to miss particular thing.
Go for it.
So do let me know how you feel about it. So अभी जब आप normally, let's say you meet people outside your circle, music circle,
Right.
है ना, and you do tell them that I make music for living,
Right.
or maybe I play guitar.
Right.
So how many of them tells you this? Because I have experienced it personally, so I wanted thing from you also. कितने लोग आपको ही बोलते हैं हाँ यार I always wanted to learn guitar? Is it that common? Or you as well?
Yeah. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं, मेरे को भी वो शौक था लेकिन मेरे से नहीं हुआ.
Exactly.
I had to go फैमिली बिजनेस में जाना पड़ा, नौकरी करना पड़ा, फैमिली प्रेशर था. ये सब बहुत सुनते हैं.
Exactly.
I mean, lots of my friends are my friends because they like music.
Yeah.
Out of the musician circle.
हाँ.
तो हम लोग, if I make friends out of the music circle, they may be doing other jobs, doctors, engineers, or architects, but they love music in their heart. That's why we are friends. There's a common thing, no?
Exactly.
A lot of people ask a lot of.
It happens a lot, sir, and I often ask this myself also. Ki if you really wanted, then why didn't you? But yeah, of course, not everybody has circumstances. Maybe some.
Yeah, सबका situation एक ही नहीं होता है. तो I was lucky. I also was lucky also because my family comes from a cultural background. So also I was very independent. मैं जब करूँगा, nobody can stop me. Or no one's going to tell me कि don't do it. Do whatever you feel like, but do the best.
Okay, now question related to music appreciation or feeling the music basically. So do you remember first time any music, it can be some performance or maybe any particular song that made you cry?
Made me cry.
Yeah. Has it ever happened in your life?
I always cried when I couldn't play it.
Why? Besides that.
No, I mean, made me cry, like, yeah, I mean, I used to, when I learned guitar, or I could play guitar, थोड़ा सा मतलब समझ में आया, then I was in a rock band, then we were playing music. So that blues music is what drove me, you know. Blues is what, and I just loved American blues and, like Mississippi Delta blues.
Okay.
I like that passionate, that that music,
That sound basically.
that sound
Yeah.
kind of influenced me a lot. I didn't cry, but
I mean, you get emotional.
I was
listening to that.
emotionally connected to that, and also the way my whole surrounding, my environment was quiet, not much, so that music was very suitable.
Okay.
And I could play that. That's another one.
Okay. So professionally,
Yeah.
if you were not a musician, if you are not a musician, what else? Because now you have been working in this industry
Right.
so long. So अगर आप म्यूजिक में नहीं होते, let's assume, तो what other field or work you really think कि maybe I would love that also?
Yeah. First thing comes I was a aviation buff.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had a lot of interest in aviation.
Okay.
So I would have been a pilot. Then family pressure, social pressure के लिए I would have been a government officer.
Yeah, you shared that. You even started
Yeah,
preparing for it.
I studied for IAS. I went to IAS school. I did. लेकिन बीच halfway मेरे को समझ में आया कि नहीं ये तो नहीं कर सकता मैं. लेकिन but aviation I still love. I'm like if I am watching any my laser tag मैं कुछ देख रहा हूँ तो I'm only watching aviation flying. And I also, in fact, like I took a couple of flying lessons also.
Okay.
I still hope that someday I can go on hobby flying,
Nice.
Yeah.
So you can say that's the second passion you have.
Yeah, I mean, secretly.
Yeah.
Of course, before music, I was a painter.
Okay.
Like, in fact, I was learning to paint and oil paints and, like I could sketch and stuff. And then my family also wanted me to go to film school, FTI, Pune, to do film editing. But nothing happened. But
Nice. Okay. While growing up,
yeah.
there was any particular artist that you really idealized, like personality-wise or music-wise, you were crazy about him or that particular band, something like
I was totally crazy about all the blues guitar players.
Okay, like Eric Clapton or all.
Eric Clapton, yeah, to a certain extent. B.B. King, Roy Buchanan,
Chuck Berry.
And Robert Johnson.
Okay.
I was very influenced by that,
Okay.
I mean, any guitar player would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And a very general public question: why do musicians grow long hairs?
I don't know, maybe they want to cover their face or something. Even I had long hair. I don't know what is the thing. Maybe it was the whole, 60s, 70s that or 80s that rock groups that we used to see. Everyone had long hair, beard. So everybody used to be influenced by that, I need to ask you, you are teaching, why you should be able to answer that better than me because you have long hair.
No, sir, but you have been the artist.
No,
I've never been the artist.
But doesn't matter whether I'm artist or playing.
For me, honestly saying, what I say to even sometimes we have students, their parents come. They'll say, why do everybody grows hair when they play guitar and all?
I don't know. Maybe those days they didn't cut their hair because they didn't have time to cut their hair.
Maybe.
Or they were like not bothered about how they look.
Yeah. And it
But
kind of symbolizes.
I have very short hair now, but I'm still playing guitar.
Yeah, of course, it has nothing to do with the skill. And
I mean, I don't know why people have, long hair. Yeah, there was a time when I had long hair because I was not paying attention to the hair. It was just growing. It was like,
it was not as सोचा समझा कुछ वो नहीं था.
कि ये करना है because actually when I shifted to Bombay, then some other guitar players, they have long hair, but they're balding from the top. They have like a tail.
Yeah.
And that guy was telling me like, why didn't you grow hair? Then I used to think like, so I can look like it. तुम्हारा जैसा मेरे को नहीं दिखता है. I'll cut it short. You keep a long hair over here, but in the front there's nothing.
That's nice, sir. That's nice. Honestly saying, what I say is like, it makes it more serious for other people. Okay, he's into music, maybe.
With a long hair?
With the long hair.
I don't know. I never thought
it's like an uniform kind of thing. Like when you see it, somebody with white apparel.
Maybe you guys, people now can analyze that and define or, dissect the whole thing and come out with a answer. But for me, I didn't care about it.
Yeah. Yeah, once you're in the art.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to. I used to wear torn jeans, but my clothes were naturally torn.
Okay.
पहन के मतलब टूट गया. That's how it was torn jeans.
Okay.
So it was like that.
और जैसे अभी recent, I don't know how much you listen to very new guitar players and all.
Yeah.
But फिर भी, like, I'm going to say few names.
Yeah.
You tell me if you have seen any videos. Like, these are the names which I'm telling you on YouTube at least. They are the big ones, right?
Yeah. I know which ones you're going to talk
about.
Like
Tim Henson.
Of course.
So, while you were growing up,
Yeah.
you had, you were listening to, let's say, blues and rock
Yeah.
and bands like Queen and all that.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner. Yeah.
And now we are watching these
these guys.
guys like who, they are playing. I don't know. They were like 2 or 3.
Right.
They feel like that, like they have been playing for so long,
Yeah.
and they are so young also.
Yeah.
They are only in their 20s maybe.
Right.
And when we see them playing like crazy, throughout the fretboard and
Yeah.
things like we have never seen before.
Yeah,
In let's say before 5 years,
Absolutely.
we were not able to see something like this. So, that kind of stuff really motivates, but as well as it gives you shivers also. Okay, oh my God. If you really want to play it, I don't know how much you have to practice.
Right. See, it's like every generation is getting more and more technically advanced.
Okay.
In every field of, work, whether you call rocket science to designing a house, architecture to everything is changing. Everyone nowadays, kids are born with an iPad in their hand, right? So obviously, those guys, they have taken the guitar technically to a different level of playing, which we thought was not possible. But then before that generation also, there were other guys who were playing, like, double-handed guitars, like with a lot of tapping and all those progressive, rock. That when they were playing, that was also very mind-blowing.
Okay.
How can you play? How does Van Halen and how he's playing? When Van Halen came into sing, so everybody was zapped like, how can you play guitar like this?
Yeah.
But then after some time, people are used to it. Now everybody can play like that. Now the next generation is like a guy like Tim Henson, Matthias Mancuso.
Yeah.
Like he plays with like a bass player, like a just with fingers without pick, and he can play so fast. So they are taking that whole technique of guitar playing to a different level.
Yep. Yeah.
Which people did not think you could. I mean, when guitar players started bending a guitar string, like they used to, bend. For that generation, it was technically advanced. They thought like, how can you do that? So I totally accept and welcome all these technical developments that every new generation of musicians, they bring it to the table. Now, after Tim Henson, maybe after 20 years, you will see there will be some other way of playing guitar which nobody's thought about. I'm not surprised he can play like that. He's practicing like that, and he's writing the music in a way which is played.
Exactly.
Which he can execute. And once you see him execute, then if you practice hours and hours, obviously you can also be able to do. I mean, I know one thing, nothing is impossible.
Of course, he is also a human only.
Yeah, everyone, if he can play, there will be someone else who can also play. Maybe he can play. If you practice that many hours and it's just the thought process how it actually works. If you think that you are going to do it, then you can do it.
Yep. Okay. So next question. Thank you very much that you are asking all of it. Why after a certain point, that's what I feel, when you get into, let's say soloing and all the exploration part,
right,
where you explore your pieces, you play, long. Why that playing is not as popular as the, the more connecting sound. जैसे for example, what I feel कि जब भी जैसे yesterday I went to Maroon 5 concert also. Yeah. So I could see कि जब भी बीच में कोई solo आ रहा है, just because of the presentation of that, कि guitarist is coming out and he's playing some sounds, people are appreciating that part. But I know that अब अगर वो उससे हल्का सा भी 10 सेकंड 2 मिनट का सोलो अगर वो करेगा ना, तो people start losing it. Okay, now when the singer will come. So what is that particular point? I don't know if this question makes sense or not, but I feel कि when you get into so much depth of playing as a player, you enjoy it.
Right.
But somehow listeners get
disconnected.
Disconnected.
I mean, see, it is because there was a time when people used to go and listen to only the guitar player.
Yep.
There was a time when Clapton came, when solos like Hotel California solos, you know. Those are people used to go and only wait for those solos to come. That was because the guitar was new and it was giving the whole sense of freedom, you know, like a revolt against, you know, the system. So guitar was that thing that was representing. It was it was a representation of certain thought process of the generation. You know, young people, they that guitar was a thing. I mean, people used to go, but over the years, people have less and less time to listen to, you know, things, and they listen to a music as a whole. It's the song, you know. In a song, if there is a solo of 16 bars, 30 bars, or whatever, then it's okay. But people are only connecting to the whole song as a thing.
Exactly.
So that's why they don't connect. You know?
So it's more like nowadays people are not listening to the
but
as it.
it's just that band is popular. The band that you are mentioning about, that there are so many other bands that are popular. They made the songs popular like that. Songs are not popular because of the solo. But then, if you go and watch Pink Floyd tomorrow, or if then which part of the guitar, what would you going to listen?
So people even sing that guitar part from the song.
So then, but now obviously that band that you went to see yesterday, so they made their songs popular by that thing. If Tim Henson comes tomorrow, are they going to listen to his songs?
Exactly.
Yeah. What kind of popularized, or what got the attention of the people to that particular music? You know, that matters. No?
Got it.
I mean, if you have tomorrow, if Deep Purple or any other band, or you know, Dire Straits or any other guitar-oriented band, you would obviously go to listen. You won't even know the song, but you know the solo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got it, sir. Got it. Yeah. Okay. So artists like you, abhi at the current stage in your career, what people you look up to for your skill?
I look up to. Sometimes I'm looking at more of like, you know, songwriters as a whole, song production. You know, that kind of because of the kind of work I do, I produce myself. So I'm not much interested to know ki. I mean, I am interested, but not so much as that whole song, how he designed it.
Okay.
You know, how the song made, kind of song is sounding interesting as a whole. You know, as a whole thing. There are a lot of like artists that I like listening to, and they inspire me, like, and I don't even know the language they are singing.
Oh, okay.
You know, and that also is make me, because then if I don't know the language, at least I know the language of music. I can understand what is the thing. So I kind of get very interested to know what kind of production has someone done to make a song like that. Sometimes I wonder if I hear the song without the music, how would I have done?
Okay.
That is one thing.
Okay.
As a guitar playing, I like listening to a lot of like, say, fusion, like a jazz fusion.
Okay.
I like listening to Scott Henderson.
Okay.
I like listening to Scofield.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I haven't heard.
If I'm just not doing anything, I'm listening to that kind of music.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
That's kind of because then I want to know how, what are the choices of notes that he played over that chord, you know, which is like, I mean, it's got to do with guitar playing.
Yeah.
So I think like, oh, I can also think like that. Can I also think like that? Can I play alternate scale over a certain key or certain chord, you know? Those are the things I keep listening or keep analyzing in my head. And that's what keeps me interesting.
Okay, so now we are particularly delving towards very guitar-specific skill questions, skill-related questions.
Right.
So these are the questions that I get a lot under my videos whenever I put any particular tutorial, let's say, for any song or some random technique also. these are the some issues that we have figured out कि ये वाले points तो ज़्यादातर जब भी कोई सीखना start करता है अपनी early stage पे they get stuck in these particular things.
Right.
So I want to hear from your side as well. Of course, practice is the ultimate key for sure.
Right.
But फिर भी if you feel like कि when you were delving, you also dealt with those issues or not? First, I would love to know. Like for example, first of all, I want to know which is your first love, acoustic or electric?
I actually always started off with an electric guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, like you probably know, I made my first electric guitar myself.
Okay. Yeah.
With kitchen knife and stuff, which is already out there. I like the sound of electric guitar, you know. I like the things that it can do. It can get harmonics, it can get distorted, it can play chords, it can think. That was my first thing.
Okay.
I always played electric guitar.
Okay.
Until I met Lucky.
Okay.
You know, Lucky Ali.
Okay. Yeah.
So, because Lucky Ali's music was very acoustic, so we needed more acoustic kind of thing. That's when I started doing more kind of ज़्यादा मतलब acoustic में.
तो आपने सीखा भी start भी electric पे किया था?
नहीं, I was playing acoustic guitar only, learning में. तो 150 रुपये गिटार में जितना भी सीख सकता है मैं सीख लिया. Scales वगैरह और practice how to use a platform. Yeah, but then थोड़ा सा सीख के मेरे को लगा कि मैं बहुत अभी उस्ताद बन गया अभी. Then I joined a rock band. Then we started playing electric guitar. Then I liked that loud.
So, as a student, what do you prefer? Like, if somebody is starting learning, they should start with an acoustic or electric?
Definitely an acoustic guitar.
An acoustic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, see, if you talking about guitar, learning in a very traditional way of learning, like you learn acoustic guitar or a classical guitar, I think acoustic is a better option because you can play it anywhere and you can practice, and it's harder to play guitar as well,
Yeah, if you can play acoustic, electric is like very smooth.
Then you can probably feel much more smoother to play an electric guitar.
Yeah. Okay, and any particular practice routine or exercises?
Yeah.
Or maybe, some particular task that your teacher gave you, or any particular song that you came across in your learning stage, that was like totally pain in your head.
Yeah, that alternate picking was a pain.
Okay, seriously?
Yeah, I didn't like doing that.
So that's the first lesson we gave.
Yeah, I didn't like doing that,
So you wanted to do down, down, or maybe
Yeah, I would do whichever way I can.
Okay.
This is like a concept that I have. Like, I mean, I'm not a very fast guitar player.
Yeah.
I don't play like too many fast things. And I never practiced that up and down thing also, with a right hand, pick. I never had that thing. I didn't like that thing only because it just made me feel very bored. What is this? Going like this, But there's a way that I'll play the same piece my way.
Okay.
Without that. And it used to sound different. And that, behind that is like, I can tell your students that you should have the conviction and motivation in your head that मैं कर सकता हूँ. Like B.B. King, all his life he played 3 notes.
Okay. I've heard it a lot.
Yeah. His entire life he only played 3 notes.
Okay.
That's all he played.
Okay.
Many different way, but every song sounds different. And the whole world tries to play the same notes, but they sound different, he sounds different. It's that thing. Like even now recording the session, like sometimes I would go to a session or sometimes I'm in a situation where I need to play fast. I'm not even practice. I can't even probably play that fast. But that demand and pressure of the situation that I can do it, I'll hack it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I don't do tapping or all those things. But if the session demands it, I will do it.
Yeah.
It's not like I am practiced for it. The job demands it. I can do it. There's certain confidence you need to have. That, like I said, it's not rocket science. If that guy can do, why can't I do? Yeah. It just needs you few seconds to gather your entire focus into the thing, and you like playing alternate or whichever, and then then start tapping, It's possible. I started doing, now I do down up alternate pickings. I do now. Or sweep picking, I do. Because when I shifted to Bombay, I realized, okay, it's not, I don't know what kind of pieces I'm going to get to play today. So I better be ready.
Ready, yes.
And I did. Now I can do it.
But alternate picking was not your first choice.
Yeah, in my school, I used to hate it. Like, what is this? Ding, 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 ding. I didn't know like that. Did not enjoy it. But I didn't tell my teacher, I don't like it. I will say, yeah. Okay. And I will cheat on it. Then we say, hey, you're cheating. But I used to think, but the sound is coming the same.
It's coming the same. Yeah, at the end of the day, we are generating music. If music is fine, then it doesn't matter if you're doing downs or ups.
Yeah, I mean, I always see people, who don't know anything on music, they play amazing.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of musicians, they don't know anything about theory. And he's sounding very complex and very complicated. Tones. You ask that guy, he said, no, I don't know, it's just coming from somewhere in my head. I'm feeling like that, It's like your brain stores everything that you listen. It's like a memory, like you remember everything from your childhood to now. Some parts of everything is stored there. It's like more books you read, more English you know, or more language you know.
Yeah.
More music you listen to, more you put it in your, iCloud, and it'll come out somewhere or the other.
Yeah. Makes sense, sir. So you just spoke about the theory also.
Yeah.
So while learning guitar, did you learn sheet music, how to read the?
I did. I did.
You did?
I did notations. I did, but I'm absolutely bored with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I could read and write and play. I still can read little bit and write. But since my teacher was a classical teacher, so he made me the proper way to learn, but I was bored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, it's more about like, if you really like it, then you should pursue it as long as possible.
No, I mean,
sheet reading and
see, it's like writing a language, right?
Okay.
Musical language. I feel it is very important if you can do it. It's good that if you would know how to read and write.
Okay.
There are some amazing musicians in this country, here in this city, who can read and write like this way, upside down, both ways. They're amazing and they can play. But it just did not work for me because I'm reading the paper and I'm just playing the notes. My brain or my heart is not connected to it. Which is something that, because though I went to a school or I had a teacher, but most of the later stuff I taught myself to do. I felt that music is something I should express what is there in my heart. So that's how I looked at it. If I play one note, if it doesn't have the life into it, then what's the point of playing the right note?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You play, whatever you play, it should be coming from
your inner self, basically.
Yeah, it should be you. Like a painter would paint. You see his painting, then you know what trauma or what vision that he had to draw that painting. It's an expression of your, you play music to express yourself.
Yeah.
Things that you can't say with words, you say with music,
Totally get it, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So, some tips around few points like bar chords.
Yeah.
So whenever we start teaching, let's say पहला 1-2 महीना निकलता है, everybody is playing E minor, D major, C major. They are happy finally, it is sounding good. Their guitar sound and strumming is coming along.
Right.
So first thing that I really feel the first speed breaker that comes in that level is the chord shifting thing.
Yeah.
That you have to move from one chord to another. What we do normally tell that it's a physical process.
Right.
It has nothing to do with your understanding of music, first of all.
Yeah.
It has to be, it's a total physical transformation.
Right.
The more you repeat it, the better you get. So while learning, do you remember any, particular instances where you also felt like, chord shifting is not working for me, or I'm not able to move from one chord to another?
I didn't feel that hard. Fortunately, I've got long, big fingers, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in the beginning, like if you play open G chord and then you play like, barred chord,
Yeah.
you feel like little pain or the finger is like, not pressing the sixth string properly. There'll be little buzz. And over time, as you keep doing it, you do it,
Exactly.
It's just
That's what my next question was about. It was a bar chord. Like everybody is like, sir, I can play open chords, but when it comes to bar chord,
Yeah.
I just feel like not
Yeah.
doing it.
I mean, it's like, you go to a gym, first time your body is going to pain
Yeah.
for some time.
Yeah.
As you get used to it, you can lift.
Heavyweights also.
Yeah, heavyweights. So it's the same thing.
No.
So you have to keep doing it, doing it, but don't be so conscious of it, that finger, that playing. Just feel, even if one note is not clear, at least you know the positions, and over time,
It will
your
get-
finger will get adapted, and you'll press all the strings,
Yeah.
all the strings properly,
Yeah.
So
It's more about the patience in practice.
yeah, it's just about keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
Yeah. Okay. And do you sing?
No. Do I want to make people kill themselves?
Oh my God.
I like people too much, so I don't want to.
So, but I was about to ask you, how much singing is important by learning guitar?
Singing is important. Actually, my teacher also that time or later also, I realized that if you sing the notes that you're playing, no, it is good.
Even I have seen some musicians working with the bands. Like there were few musicians, like singer only, who were like dictating the guitarist to play the pieces by singing first. I want something like that. And so that time we feel ki, okay, if you have the singing with you, not a professional one, or maybe at least some basic sense of pitch.
I mean, see, that is not singing. That is like humming the notes out,
Yeah.
which I do. I mean, if I am producing or if I want somebody, I can. I always say, can you play blah, da, 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 But that's not singing. That's just,
So
just
basic
humming.
sense of pitch is important.
Yeah, pitch to 100% you need to have. No. If you're singing in G and then you're singing like some other key, then obviously you need to know. I mean, that any musician who's practiced well or knows the will come from within, Like, it is very important to, I mean, pitching is the first thing that you hear. If you don't know key, if you're singing playing a wrong note, then how will you play?
So nowadays, honestly saying, we feel this situation a lot where we have to tell the people first that you're totally out of tune.
Yeah.
And then they don't even realize it.
Yeah, so that's when you need to have pitching.
Yeah.
Do you have ear training in your...
Yeah, we do really hard
that
about
is-
it, that you need to do it.
Yeah, that ear training is very important,
Yeah. The there are few exercises during the ear training that we do. One is like intervals.
Yeah.
The difference between two notes.
Yeah.
It's higher or
Yeah,
lower.
we should know, it's like, you should be able to see the notes and the difference between the notes. It should be a visual thing
Visual thing.
in your head, Say if it's a C major scale, I can see where's C, where's E, where's G, or where's D, or where'll be F, So what's the difference and what's the tonal difference or intervals? That too, you need to practice to acquire it, You cannot be tone deaf and...
So that one thing that we face a lot of people who wants to learn guitar, they start with this ambition. I don't want to be a professional. I just want to be good enough to hum few songs and play some chords. And what do we feel? Even if those people will be a lot in the society, at least the music appreciation would be much better.
Right.
Because they would at least realize कि अच्छा chord shifting है, यहाँ पे chord shift हो रहा है ना. अभी तो like people listen to the song first because of the emotion. I feel they feel connected emotionally with the lyrics or with the music.
Yeah.
They don't go to the nuances of the chords and harmony and all that. But we feel कि if more and more people would be able to play the basic guitar only, not the musician level, but at least the basic one. So maybe we can make a change where, you know, like for example, I come from a non-musical background.
Right.
I can't say that I have seen my father playing guitar, or so I got that.
Okay.
So I really look forward for this kind of thing where lots of people are they know the basics about it.
Yeah.
Now, out of them, who's passionate would go further for sure. Who wants to pursue it harder. So that's why we feel that the singing thing and the pitching thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel that it is not meant for everybody also.
Yeah, it is.
So in such cases, we don't understand what should we do. We should tell them that it's been 1 or 2 months we are trying hard. You are also trying hard. We can see it. So in such cases, what should we tell them? Like,
see, having the passion to do something inside you is more important than being able to execute those things.
Yeah.
They say like there's one mission born in 100 people. Everybody's not gifted to be musician or a certain artist, of any genre. So yeah, some people are not.
Yeah.
But then the very fact that he has the appreciation of passion to kind of do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have that enough coordination with his brain to his fingers.
Yeah.
What he's thinking, he's not being able to play.
Yeah.
And over time also he will be able to do it. But maybe he's too distracted with other priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are people like father of kids working jobs and coming in the night, taking 10 p.m. class also, trying hard.
Yeah.
So in that case, we really feel this person is trying so hard.
Right. Yeah, but then that trying hard, that he's trying to keep his passion alive is more important than whether you can do it or not. Yeah, some people will do it, but that doesn't mean that keep doing it as long as you like it.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll learn like 1 chord, 2 chords in 1 year. So what? At least you're doing it.
Yeah. At least you try. You're
At least you're trying. You have the passion, you have the drive to do it.
Yeah.
That should be encouraged. Right?
Okay. Now, while playing, if we go a little bit more in detail, like on plectrums.
Yeah.
So, when do you decide you are going to play something with in a finger style thing?
Yeah.
Or maybe when you prefer to use your plectrums, and if you use plectrums, which kind of thickness you go for first? Which is your go-to thickness for practicing and stuff like that?
See, for your first question is like, when I play with finger, I feel more connected with the instrument.
Okay.
I feel more connected. I feel emotionally more connected with the thing because you are actually playing with your nail or your flesh with the thing. Sometimes I might not be hitting the strings in the right pressure. I get a different tone. I find that playing with the finger is a much more emotional or personal tone.
Yeah.
It's warmer.
Yeah.
When I especially play an island string guitar, I always use fingers.
Okay.
Because that's when I think the whole tonality of an island string guitar would come out.
Okay. Yeah.
Playing with a finger, little nail, the difference of hitting the strings with nail and flesh.
Yeah, the tone is different.
That tone is different, Like I notice if I have long nails, my nails are not properly shaped and I am getting a different tone. So nail cutter, nail clipper, file is always part of my toolkit, When I try to keep my fingernails to a certain length so that I can play. So that's when I use like a finger thing. Okay. Even while playing electric guitar, piece is like a little softer. It needs a certain more emotional depth. I'll maybe play certain notes, then rest of them I'll switch to fingers, like that's what. But obviously, if I need to play fast or if I need to play more aggressive, I'll use a big
Plectrum. Okay.
plectrum. And then plectrum, I go with my thing is like usually Fender extra heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, I like fat, plectrums.
Okay.
I use if I'm playing a rhythm guitar or strums, I use a thin one to get more percussive sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And for if you're, let's say, if you're just doing your finger things,
Yeah.
finger warm up, sometimes
Yeah.
scale runs or something
Yeah.
like that. So mostly you're doing it on electric, I guess.
Whichever guitar is available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning like, I mean, if I'm at a gig, if I'm playing electric guitar, I'll have the guitar backstage. I'll just keep playing that, without hooking it up. But whichever guitar is easily available, right in front of me.
Okay. So there are few list of songs that I tried my best to search on YouTube, Google, where of course through that podcast, music podcast, few things were validated कि हाँ ये आपने बजाया है.
Yeah.
But there are few pieces that I am confused and I was not able to find a proper कि हाँ you played the guitar or not. So I really want you to confirm that these are the songs that are played by you. Maybe few maybe produced by you.
Yeah.
So Bekhayali, whole guitar thing is played by you.
Played and produced.
Produced. Yeah. O Sanam?
O Sanam I didn't play the original recording.
Okay. Okay. But you have been playing in lives and all.
Yeah, live. See, I met Lucky after he did O Sanam.
Okay. Okay.
So when O Sanam became like a successful, album, then Lucky wanted to form a band to tour with him. So that's when I met him.
Okay.
From then onwards, I've been with him,
Okay.
But lately, of course, he's based out of Bangalore. So now I co-produced his album called Axe.
Okay.
And I produce his famous like film songs. Kauna Pyar.
I love the songs.
Yeah.
Okay. You played Tere Mere Saath Jo Hota Hai in the podcast. I used to play it differently. I would love to show you how I play it and what your validation that I'm playing correct or not. And Yaro Dosti intro is played.
Yeah, that's played by me. That was my riff. Yeah.
Okay. And Khuda Jane?
Khuda Jane I didn't.
Vishal Shekhar? No. You didn't work with Vishal Shekhar also? Never?
I worked, but that song was done in South, I believe, as far as I know.
Okay. I don't know, but when I searched, you were part of that, it was showing that it is in your discography. The Bachna movie. I don't know, you did some produce.
That movie I played.
Okay. But not that song.
I haven't played that song.
Okay. Okay.
That
It's
movie
a song only, I guess.
Yeah, but that song, as far as I know, was produced in Chennai.
Okay.
So somebody else played that guitar.
Okay. Intro, Bhivi.
Yeah, that's my song. I mean, I produced and played.
Ek Pal Ka Jeena, Na Tum Jano Na Hum Both.
Yeah,
you
of course.
shared there only. Love Aajkal movie.
Ha.
Ahu Ahu, there is a very peculiar guitar rhythm in the intro. I'm not able to figure it out. It's a proper guitar.
We met.
No, Love Aajkal.
Love Aajkal.
Composer Preetham.
Of course, yeah.
So, Ahu Ahu Ahu, da 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 da.
If I hear the song, I will remember.
Okay. So, उसके शुरू में भी एक intro है क्या?
Because I worked on that movie.
Okay. Yeah. And same song has Chor Bazari also. It has also a peculiar riff.
Chor Bazari.
Ding 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 ding, like something like that.
I'm not confused about. I don't remember the song.
Okay. No worries. So I wanted your confirmation about all these songs.
What was that Chor Bazari? Is this a song done by
Neeraj Sridhar.
Neeraj?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in such cases where you have, let's say, you have played it, you composed it, but at the end of the day, if you're not regularly playing it on live or so, of course you forget about it.
I forget moment I play the piece.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I play, if I'm outside in a studio, I come out of the studio, I don't remember anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what do you do in such cases?
No, I mean, there's nothing to do. It's just that, like, since I would go and play the piece sometimes out of my, like, emotional strength that I'll get involved and play. So that focus at that point of time is so high intensity,
Okay.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anything about my life. I just know that piece in that point of time. So when that is gone, I feel drained out and I just keep it empty.
Okay. But you, of course, you have recorded it, so you can always hear it. And
Also sometimes like I play and then it's not a worked out piece. I just felt and played.
yeah,
The producer or the composer who were concerned, he liked it, he approved it.
okay.
Sometimes I later I hear it, sometimes I think like, how kaise main bajaya,
You shared the same thing for Bekhayali intro also.
Yeah.
Like you were like कि अच्छा कुछ aggressive चाहिए, देखो ऐसा कुछ चाहिए.
So yeah, I generally don't keep anything in my head.
Okay.
Honestly, I like to keep it empty.
Okay.
I mean, there are some songs that like where I would remember because I had to play it later myself. But honestly, it's not like how can you remember each and everything you played?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to block my brains with everything that I have. I would keep it empty so that I can take fresh things. Huh?
So it happened in any live show, like while playing, on stage, you forgot about it. Okay, I missed it.
It kind of, yeah. It has definitely happened. I only played it. I don't remember what I played.
Okay. You just
But
improvise.
then I would obviously, have the liberty to kind of improvise and do things, with it. But also, like because of my blues listening or early listening, I never felt to pick up anything exactly note for note.
Okay. Okay.
I had this philosophy or I had this thought. Suppose if I'm listening to a B.B. King guitar piece, I can copy the notes, right?
Yeah.
But can I copy the emotion that he's... So I used to think like, why should I copy the notes exactly and sound like a carbon copy? Why not try to understand what he was thinking behind that piece? Why is he feeling angry? Is he feeling very sad? Is it emotional? What is a feeling? What is a thought?
Yeah.
Like, so I always wonder like, what are you thinking when you're playing that song? That is more important for me, I feel, than to actually play the notes for same piece notes. I don't want to be a carbon copy.
Yeah.
I want to play the same thing more or less, but that with that emotional, drive that he or she would have originally. And that way I feel I can feel that passion why he's played that note. I may play a little differently, but that I felt was more connecting to me. Rather than you can duplicate, you can copy. If you sit, you can copy exactly note for note. But then that also has a certain advantage to me because since if I'm playing a certain song like in a band, I'm not playing exactly the same solo. I'm playing similar to that.
Yeah. Your variation to
My variation to it, like how I would have done it. Some very popular songs like, so obviously Hotel California, you got to play the solo, otherwise you're a bad guitar player. So, but my idea was, but that actually helped me to develop my skills for coming up with ideas instantly.
Yeah.
Like if you give me a song, I would react to it immediately, and that is my instinctive feeling that it should be like this. I should play like this. So that thing to copy exactly the same thing never stayed in my fingers or my system. So immediately I would think like, oh, isko ye kar sakta hu, isko ye kar sakta hu. And that thing that I was offering to all my sessions, mission that I worked with seems to work for them. Like I would go to a studio, play the song, I immediately start playing something which I felt, and they'll say, "Ah, yeah, this is what we need." So I got accepted like that.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told me. Very few times, people told me, "Hey, exact chahiye." They would call Kalyan. He'll give you some ideas. They'll start with some ideas. Call him. He will give you a different way of looking at that song. So I'll come and jam and play. ये तो सही लग रहा. So that seems to work. So I never actually go to a studio or even my home studio plays things exactly people want that.
Okay.
They give me that freedom, fortunately, thanks to all the, understanding musicians that I work with. So they give me the freedom to kind of do your own thing.
So, sir, in recent time,
Yeah.
any particular performance, maybe musical instrument performance or any particular singing performance that totally blew you, then you were like, okay, I never felt it live before. Any particular sound that you felt?
Uh, I have to say no. I mean,
No?
I can't think of anything that
Totally.
really blew me away. In the sense, yeah, I'm like
Okay.
excited and this thing, but it's like, wow, obviously. I mean, if you're talking about guitar players, yeah, they've blown me like Tim Henson, Matthias Mancuso, they blow me away. Yeah, how amazing it is, you know.
Okay.
But like in the Indian music scenario, there are very few artists like that has blown me away. You know, there are few. I mean, you know, I like that simplicity of the music.
Okay.
I like how simple yet effective it is. I like things which is honest and comes straight from the heart.
They convey the emotion. Basically.
Yeah. Sometimes like there are artists though I hear and they're like just one guitar or ukulele singing. So I find it very, you know, that is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, did you ever try to teach someone to play?
Oh. I have some students online,
Okay.
like a few this thing, but honestly, I've never taught anybody like that guitar, you know. Like I know sometimes go to certain workshops that happens in certain parts of Assam in a remote place.
Okay.
But like I realized one thing, there's so much they know about guitar already
Already, yeah.
from YouTube and maybe from people like you, they have access to so much of information. So then there's no point telling them, no, play this minor chord, this note is not correct. This, I mean, I don't want to get into that, you know,
Yeah.
because they will play better notes probably than me.
Yeah.
But that I have realized that what they lack is that whole experience of how to be effective doing certain song or a project or whatever you're doing, how you can be, it can make sense to the whole music and make it little meaningful instead of just playing like 2 million notes in 1 second.
Okay.
You know,
Got it.
basically what I talk about how guitar is part of your body, how you can extend your ideas, how you can, you know, play less and still be effective.
Effective.
Yeah. I mean, it's like less is more, or why not to play?
Okay.
You know, that's what I talk about. Like what I'm talking about, I don't have a guitar in my hand. We are still talking about music. You know, it could be a flute player, it could be a bass player, but then finally the language is the same. You know, it's about how do you use your creativity with a guitar, how do you use your creativity with a flute player, with a flute or any other instrument for that matter. So that's what is the most essential thing.
Okay. And one word, maybe it's a waste question, but do you have any favorite chord?
Chord.
Yeah. The particular chord that your hand always goes to whenever you have the guitar in your hand.
Yeah, I usually end up playing like nines,
Okay.
know, like more open chords,
Okay.
like the chords say E nines or E major.
Or any other, other than standard tuning, any other particular tuning that you really love?
Tuning.
Sound, yeah.
I love open tuning.
Open
Yeah,
tuning.
yeah.
So dad, gad, and all that.
That I actually do a lot of different kind of tunings. You know, depending on the guitar pitch that I need to do, I'll sing depending on the situation. I like creating that different sound. You know, because sometimes you have like a, let's say, muscle memory. I'll just, even if I don't want to play, my fingers already gone there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, shit, I'm sorry, I don't want to play. I don't want to play this. So then I change the tuning. Then I have to explore and figure out.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Which
you come
kind
up
of-
with new sounds.
I kind of come up with new sounds. You know? I like that. Sometimes I get bored playing electric guitar, then I would just with playing electric guitar through a digital processing and all that. Then I just take my amp out and plug in straight and hear
Okay.
the organic sound of a tube guitar amp and the electric guitar. Then it kind of you get the motivation back again.
Okay. So, sir, through this conversation, one thing for sure that I'm taking as a life lesson, of course, less can be more.
Yeah,
A lot more
Yeah.
than you need. And number two, emotional is equally important. Doesn't matter if you are on the day one of your guitar or maybe you have completed a year. So feeling it. Maybe if you are just playing open chords.
Yeah.
So at least if you are connected emotionally also, it will be more impactful.
Yeah, I mean, don't consider guitar to be part of your social, arsenal.
Yeah.
That you can impress people, you can have long hair, you can do, though it should be a part of your kind of emotional extension.
Yeah.
You should play to make yourself happy first.
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
That should be for you, not to impress people or how fast you can play or how many pedals you have, doesn't matter. How many notes you are playing, it doesn't matter. Are your notes making sense? Is it like something that touching someone's heart? Are you putting that whole emotional thing that you're feeling? Are you putting it across? I mean, that's how I think. I mean, I may not be right, but the thing is, that's my way of thinking.
And your music says it also.
Yeah, I mean, I feel lucky if it.
No, so it does. It doesn't. I really wish and beg you that please make more and more songs which have guitar as a distinctive thing.
Yeah.
So that people again get into it and
Yeah.
Want to play that thing.
I mean, yeah, fortunately, I'm doing that. Like the kind of song that I get to do, so it was always like a guitar oriented because that's what they come to me
Yeah.
for. I do it, and I do it and try and do it to the best of my ability
Yeah.
and make people. I mean, sometimes you do things you don't realize. Sometimes you don't know. Like you're talking about Vicky Vicky or talking about that guitars from say what say that KK song. What was it? Alvida.
Alvida. Yeah.
Yeah. Those songs like I created those riffs, but that time I did not think much. No. Or for that matter, क्यों चलती है पवन or Bekhali recent or Gina Gina.
Okay, Gina Gina is also
Yeah.
fine. Okay, I didn't know it.
Yeah, Gina Gina, Shore in the City,
Saibo.
Saibo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So many songs. Then, yeah. The point that I was trying to make is like, I played it. I felt like that's the connection to the thing. I mean, now I'm happy to know that people have paid attention to it. And then, I mean, it's not like I was doing it to impress people. I was doing it to make the song sound better. What the song requires,
Sir, but I don't know, but we will definitely try to do it. We might also send you, just from just to clarify,
Yeah.
We would love to make a list of songs that you have played guitar in, at least.
Yeah.
And which are distinctive guitar sounds. Like I didn't know Gina Gina. There is nowhere on the internet it is mentioned.
Yeah.
So we will definitely give you a list. Whenever you have time, please verify that. Okay, these are played by we heard.
There was one interview a couple of years I had to do. So they wanted the whole thing. And I can't remember anything. For me, like yesterday also I did a song or day before yesterday. For me, that artist, song number 1.
Okay.
So what happens with that song? What is the name? How it's going to come? I don't know. Sometimes I hear a song somewhere playing, I think like that sounds like me. And I realize, oh shit, I played it, So it's like, I never this thing. Anyway, coming back to, so that person said, listen. Then that point of time, I was with a friend of mine who used to mix all the stuff that I played and produced. So he's the guy who told me, "Arey Kalyan, you don't remember this thing? There was a list of some 200 films or more in that came out, you know."
Okay.
Like, I mean, so then, yeah, I don't have the habit of writing down today I did this, you know, yesterday I did
No,
this.
we will give you the list. You just have to tick. Okay? I remember this, I remember this, I remember this.
Kya Mujhe Pyar Hai?
Yes, of course.
That is done by me.
Beetle and I think that era, all Beatum
yeah,
songs.
Yeah. And most of the Mittun's songs
Okay.
played by me even till now.
So Ashiki 2, all songs.
Ashiki 2 was produced by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except Mithun's song.
Okay. And have you worked with A.R. Rahman sir also?
I done one type. I did one session of background score for a movie called Dil Chahta Hai. Not Dil Chahta Hai, sorry. What is that movie? I'm sorry. I can't remember the
Hindi movie only?
Yeah, Mani Ratnam's movie.
Okay, Guru.
No, before that.
Mani Ratnam. Ravan.
Way before.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I also.
Where a famous train scene.
Oh, Dil Se.
Dil Se.
Okay.
That's why I said Dil Chahta Hai, but yeah, sorry.
Okay. So you worked in background music.
Yeah.
Any particular artist or music composer you would love to explore?
I actually now exploring all the young ones.
Okay.
Yeah, all the young ones. I encourage them to come, and I worked with everybody, as you know, like a Pritam to, you know, the whole, all the contemporary people.
You also worked with Shankar Ehsaan.
Yeah.
For which?
Actually, for Shankar Ehsaan Loy, for them I played blues harp for a song.
Okay, and which song is that? Can you know?
Now you ask me to sing or what? That was something like Agar Main Kahun or something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That was a blues piece.
Yeah.
That was a blues harp piece. I also play blue guitar.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, I didn't play guitar because
Okay.
I can't play guitar. I played mouth organ. Blues harp. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Nice.
play blues harp also.
On internet, when I was searching for your song, it was showing Mitwa.
Yeah.
Shankar Ehsaan Loy Mitwa.
Guitar?
I don't know. It was not specifying anything, but
yeah,
it was that was part of your.
I've done ad films with Shankar
Okay.
as he's.
Because one thing that intrigued me that being Ehsaan sir guitarist and collaborating with you with guitar only.
Yeah.
How would what would be the result?
That's what I was trying to say. He himself is a guitar player, so he's playing all the guitar parts.
Okay.
So there was a song where they needed blues harp.
Okay.
Well, otherwise, me and Hassan, we played a lot of gigs together. We used to have like that blues thing, jams, and like
Okay. So sir, where we can know about these gigs where you are playing?
Unfortunately, these gigs are not happening anymore.
Okay.
There was a time in Mumbai where I used to play like there were so many kind of, places that we could play and play.
It changed after COVID or like before COVID?
No, way before. Yeah. Then the whole live band thing, like go to a club, there are other bands playing, you go jam, those kind of things kind of sort of faded out,
Okay.
Yeah. But there was a time when you go to a certain place and then in Juhu and then you'll meet everybody there, all nations, everyone. Then we get together, we form bands, we play,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm still feeling so blessed and lucky that you gave us time.
Come on, man.
No, sir, it's a really big deal. But I couldn't even imagine that. First of all, you would respond and you would allow us to do it. And the aim is only one, that we really want to inspire more and more people to get into it. So that they feel motivated enough that, okay, it is possible. At the end of the day, it's a human thing only.
Yeah, only thing the thing that I want to tell your students, or don't get discouraged with anything. If someone cannot play something right now, it doesn't matter that you will not be able to play.
Play it.
just keep doing it, you know. Keep doing it, just give certain amount of time every day. It's just that you need to practice and practice and practice.
Yeah.
More you practice, more you can,
Improve yourself.
yeah. More games you play, you become a better footballer.
Yeah.
You play, you cricket, you become a, it's same thing.
Same.
You practice and you play. Don't get discouraged because the guy next to you can play better than you.
Yeah.
You know, don't compare. Like, I mean, guitar players or a lot of people ask, oh, he's playing like that. But then I never feel like threatened by anybody.
Anybody.
Because I know that what I can play, probably you can't play.
Yeah.
Or what you can play, the third guy cannot play.
It's the same thing that you
Yeah.
compared with BB King also, no?
Yeah.
3 notes. There are 3 notes. Also.
Yeah.
But nobody can replace the emotion
Correct.
that he used.
Yeah. You know, you should always say something when you play. Like,
Take it more like an expression thing.
yeah, I mean, why at the end of the day, why are you doing music? You're doing something that you don't touch, you don't see. You feel it in your heart. Why I like the song that you hate the most?
Yeah.
Why you like the song I hate the most?
Yeah.
You have that song has a different connection to you. It's like you meet somebody, immediately you don't like that person. You don't vibe with that thing. But the next guy, he loves that guy. He's such a cool guy. It's always like that, no?
Yeah. It is.
For music is something that you feel it in your heart and you want to say it is in your head and you want to take it out,
Yeah.
you know. And guitar playing techniques or any instrument, in any musical instruments that you play, helps you to express that thing,
Yeah.
you know. And that's what is the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
You say things that you don't say. You say things with, you know, with lots of musicians, you know, extremely introvert. They don't talk. They don't do. They go up on stage.
Yeah.
They become a different person. Why? Because that energy when Keki used to be like that, you know. So he's not like hanging out, partying, socializing, or doing anything. He never did all those things. But he'll go up on stage, he'll become a different person, you know. So that's something that you have, that fire to burn, to do something should be there, you know. Then it's possible.
No, sir. Again, thank you very much for your
You're
time.
welcome. Thanks
One
for
last request that we have, if you only allow or if you feel so, one particular riff that you feel of yours, most people played wrong, or maybe not exactly what you played. This is not what I played.
I don't know. Maybe I'll ask you to play and then I'll tell you.
I'm the one here. Okay, so I'll show you that particular riff. तेरे मेरे साथ जो होता है.
हाँ.
So you tell me if I'm playing it.
Okay.
Just that.
A few moments later.
So first of all, I'm really blessed to even touch your guitar, because I feel guitar is a very personal thing for a guitar player. To let others to touch it is a very big thing. So thank you very much, sir.
Not a problem.
So there is one riff of yours that I play. I hope I played. But when I saw you playing it, you were playing something.
It's different. I hope I can remember it. It's from E.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Okay. So you're playing the whole chord basically. Okay.
That's how it goes. It's like all this is muted.
Yeah.
A, E, D, A. So basically, that's how it would have been. But
Yeah.
this is.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And one riff I actually like playing since he gave me a guitar in my hand. I like this song of KK that I had produced.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which songs are they?
It's called "ये कहाँ मिल गए हम."
Oh, okay.
From his
It's
second.
one of his original songs.
Yeah.
Or it's a movie song only.
No, original.
Okay.
From the album called song called "ये कहाँ मिल गए हम."
Okay.
Yeah. That song, the story behind that song is, me and KK, we are coming from Northeast.
Okay.
After a very, a successful thing. So we came to Kolkata and we were staying at the airport.
Okay.
We came with a certain flight from the Northeast, it landed in Kolkata. From Kolkata to Bombay, we had to again fly back. That flight was after 3-4 hours. So he and me, we decided that we will go to check into, those days in Kolkata airport, they used to have a guest house or hotel sort of thing on top. So we took a room, we said, we're chilling there. And while chilling there, we missed the flight.
Okay.
Being at the airport, we missed the flight. Like the flight, those days it was a paper ticket.
Okay.
You know, Air India ka. So, pen में, pocket में, वो ticket रख के band हो गया बीच में.
Okay.
It was written like 16 something.
Okay.
So one got erased. So we only saw 6 something.
Okay.
So we very comfortably go at like 6 o'clock to check in. They said, "अरे to 4:30 को flight निकल गया."
Nikal go. Okay.
So we are very upset, both of us. So he and me, we checked into a hotel
Okay.
nearby. That time the only like a 5-star so-called hotel was Ashok Group Hotel.
Okay.
Like really in a bad condition.
Okay.
So he and me were in the same room and getting bitten by mosquitoes and musty carpet smell. Like we couldn't sleep and our friends are back in Northeast and they're chilling out, going. So we are thinking like, so I started playing this riff. So KK मजाक करके ये कहाँ आ गए हम लोगों को क्या होगा, friends are listening. So that's how like I connect with the song. They said like ये तो we cannot write it. ये कहाँ, then Mehboob wrote the proper lyrics. You know? So for us like ये कहाँ आ गया हम लोगों का क्या हालत हो गया अभी ये क्या
So that's how it started basically.
Yeah, that's how we wrote the song.
Okay. Nice.
He's like hungry, mosquito bitten. It's supposed to be a 5-star, but such a bad condition that we couldn't even sleep.
Okay.
Bed bugs and everything was horrible. So that's when that ye kahan aa gaye hum bhai,
But still you come up with such music in such bad conditions.
It was like
It's a
we couldn't
beauty.
sleep and 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, early morning. We have a flight at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Abhi kya soega, let's not try. So I started. Then I started playing, then he said, kahan aa gaya, ye kya ho gaya aap log ko. Then we made that proper song later.
Yeah. It's cool. Sir.
Go to chord.
Okay. This is your go-to chord.
Yeah.
And what do we call this? E9?
Yeah, it's a E9.
Okay. Yeah.
Or sometimes I like Play G like this. Play D with F sharp. Another song I like playing is for which I did for Papon. Have you heard this? Song called Kumar.
Okay.
We did
It
for
was a single or like
no,
Coke
it was
Studio
for
thing?
the Coke Studio.
Coke Studio. Yeah.
Yeah, hear that song. It's a lovely song. Yeah. Like for your students, like those who are in advanced stage.
Yeah.
It could be a D major written or G, but they think of adding colors to it.
Okay.
Like always, sometimes a D could be based with A.
Okay.
Or D could be based off like this, ninth. See if it's suitable for the kind of music that you are playing for. Sometimes I play, if it's written B minor, but I'm not playing B minor.
Yeah.
I'm playing like that,
Yeah.
I'm playing. Trying to always make the chord a little more colorful, Play like, E
So,
with.
did you play that riff also? That particular song, New York, Hai Junoon? Ding,
Of
ding,
course,
ding, 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 ding.
yeah, that's my guitar.
Okay. Strange, we played in D major scale.
But we played from C because KK wanted a lower key.
Yes, yes. But why does it sound similar than in the original track?
It doesn't sound
This sounds more familiar.
because it's the original key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for live, we used to play
Okay.
like, for example, this song called Alvida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard that? Alvida?
Yeah.
But like later on stage, we were playing. I forgot. Okay.
So you transpose whole thing in one step now.
I forgot to play from C now. I got so used to playing in D now. Yeah. This is a riff I like. That's it. What
Yeah.
else?
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. I hope I could share some knowledge.
Yeah, sir, a lot, a lot. Now we have to sum it up.